Hey folks, if you haven't heard about Anchor, let me tell you, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. I'm recording these intros on my phone, it's wild. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you on all the mediums. It can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Those are the only two I know, but there's those and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So what you need to do is go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Do it!
To the bastard sermon, you motherfuckers.
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Luke Young,
Lloyd Johnson.
and this week we have on renowned health and fitness experts, Jeremy Johnson and Blake motherfucking Hammond. Give it up, boys.
Yeah.
They're not that. I'm kidding. They're Just a Clip podcast. They're local comedians. They're fucking hilarious. Love these guys. What's up, guys?
I do have over 10,000 steps today, so
That's fucking awesome.
Jesus Christ.
New brewery jobs got you walking around a little bit.
I'm
I like
still,
that.
start.
Yeah, it's on his arm.
That's the thing, is it which arm?
Man, I work.
No, I'm sure of that. I'm just saying, like,
Sex work is work.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's an extra way to kick up the steps a little, just so you feel better about yourself after. Like,
Yeah.
no,
When you blow your fucking disgusting load all over your fat stomach, you'll feel pretty good.
I do it in the shower. I don't wear this in the shower.
see,
Just don't
that's
get on the
why,
screen.
that's why you hit the sink on the way to the shower.
Wait, do you really jack deck in the shower? I have trouble jacking deck in the shower.
Sometimes.
Like the standing up.
Yeah,
something.
I don't like it either.
can't
my
happen.
knees buckle.
There's
Yeah.
something about the wetness that makes it too dry also. Plus, when you finally do come, it turns into like... Yeah, but it turns into like glue. Like your cum turns... If you do come, it turns into like fucking shellac in your hands.
Well, I don't
Start
get it on
setting
my
up in your
hands. I don't
palm.
see where it goes.
All right. Well, my dick's a grumpy old man. It just like blip, it just comes out the top like a sad volcano of jizz.
That is the saddest orgasm I've ever heard.
You could also put your Fitbit on your dildo if you're jacking it in the shower, right?
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to do the same thing.
I gotta get a bigger wristband for this.
Or,
Oh fuck! What's going on, guys? I'm happy to have you in the studio, not on a Zoom chat.
Yeah, dude.
Those suck fucking dick, by the way.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Yeah.
But I know it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun to. It's all right. I don't know, you
well,
don't have to leave. You don't have to leave your house, so that's okay.
Nothing better than all your
I still
jokes
don't.
falling flat because there's a fucking 2-second delay. on
Yeah,
everything.
right.
So someone's talking over somebody, but also then waiting for someone else to talk.
Yeah, right. Because you can't tell if somebody's about to or not, and you're just all just sitting there in silence.
well, I like
bedroom.
I like that I was about to agree with him. Like, yeah, you don't have to leave your house. That's pretty dope. I don't leave my house.
yeah, he's like, yeah,
still
no,
don't.
it's fine.
We would never do this podcast again if Lloyd had to leave. He'd be, yeah, I'm out now. It's not.
Yeah, I've been up and down the stairs twice today. That's good enough for me.
I'd rather just go and not have to do the work though. Like setting up. I mean, we do it at my place, but I got to set it all up, and I'm like, that's just time.
Oh, Cody comes over and sets everything up ahead of time.
Yeah, I clean his apartment. I take fucking trash out. I'm not even exaggerating. I've dusted. Since I've been here, I've taken 2 bags of trash. I've dusted. I've jacked Lloyd off and fucking got the table all set up. Just have to, yeah. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
leave
price of
me a
greatness,
little
baby.
something when I get here.
Lloyd's my
Yeah.
38-year-old son. It's great.
Let him jack off Lloyd.
Yeah,
one
man,
time,
say that
you know
for
what I
me,
mean?
bud.
Yeah, I'm his 38-year-old daddy.
I don't want your guys' big dicks fighting each other, just trying to bite each other for dominance the whole time. Lloyd's dick's all tattooed, trying to wrestle Luke's dick to the ground and shit like that.
Yeah.
Tattoo guy always beats the freckles.
Yeah, Lloyd's dick knows jujitsu.
Yeah, you don't want
He's
Lloyd's
gonna
dick.
put fucking Luke's dick in a Kimura.
Yeah, you don't want fucking Lloyd's dick breaking out the adult karate on Luke's dick. That's no bueno.
Fuck that at this point.
Secretly
Like, it's like
choke.
Steven Seagal. It just like barely moves.
Choking it though just helps get me off, and it just gets bigger.
Yeah,
you just
right.
make it
That's
stronger.
the problem. Yeah, he's just coming. That's fucking funny.
Well, you know how it gets harder to hold submissions after everybody gets slippery?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to get so hard this early in the podcast. honestly.
See,
Good thing you wore the shortest
Yeah.
little peach shorts.
That's
ever.
what I said. I was like, hey man, could you have
Peach,
looked
those are pink
gayer?
salmon.
Yeah.
Those are pink salmon.
I fucking bad, dude. I didn't know your dad grew up with money. That's insane.
No, that's the fucking
so
problem. That's
funny.
the thing. It's like he's like fucking cosplaying as a rich kid.
Yeah, that's dad. That's dad with money shorts. Why are you wearing
His
those?
dad won't even talk to him.
Yeah, but he has money. I just
because
don't
he
see
He
found
should
it.
be dressed like us.
I was like, he's cosplaying like I don't. What's the flat build hat? He doesn't have the spiked vest on today, but
He's left
like,
it.
he's cosplaying something.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
feels
I
like,
am too. We all have our.
Well, I'm just saying, it feels like when
costumes
you're
on,
like,
but-
Yeah.
have you ever seen like pictures of Gen Con and there's that person like dressed half as Bumblebee and half as like Baraka from Mortal Kombat? And you're like,
I thought you were going to say Barack Obama. He dresses half as Bumblebee and half as Barack
Yeah, just in
Obama.
blackface on top.
that probably been
He
better.
takes off the fucking helmet and he's just in blackface. So Bumblebee, what the fuck? Turn back into a car.
Just posing in between cutouts of Megan Fox and Michelle Obama. Like,
That's
my
fucking
God.
hilarious.
I like how you tried to rip on me for being a nerd and then use the most absurd nerd joke of all time to like. I'll show you. what a
no, there
nerd you
literally
are
was
for
there was a picture going around for this kid who was like he was in like half and half
Yeah.
cosplay. And he picked like two things that were so far apart that you're like, what the like he had the big blade coming out of his arm and like the teeth and whatever. Another half of them was fucking Bumblebee, like made out of like cereal boxes and shit. Like,
I like to think he didn't paint them either. They still have the
No.
fucking the Toucan Sam's on one and Tony the Tiger's on
Pops.
it looked like there was so much effort put into the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life. Like that's why I used that specific reference, is because as soon as I thought of it, my brain went right back to that whole like, oh yeah, that was a thing I saw one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you saw it and you were like, it's absurd for no reason, you're like, and that's the greatest cosplay ever because it's absurd for no reason, and everyone else hates it, and everyone else hating it is why I think it's really good. Nobody else gets this, but he just forced me to watch the fucking Greasy Strangler, and it's the all
so
time
good.
goddamn
So
worst
good.
movie of all time.
It's
So
literally my
good.
favorite movie ever made.
Yeah.
So go pay for the Patreon.
Yeah, I've never wanted to kill myself in the middle of a podcast.
So goddamn good.
And I've wanted to kill myself on this podcast a few times, but never more strongly than watching that movie and then fucking sitting here while everybody else is drunk having a good time and I'm all sober. It's 3 a.m. I'm trying to record a podcast with
So
one eye
good.
open. Yeah, that was fucking miserable.
Welcome to it, dude. It sucks. It sucks being sober.
Are you sober too?
Yeah, dog.
When did you
It's,
get sober?
Like 6 years ago.
Holy shit!
In October,
really?
yeah.
What happened? What ruined your life?
Drugs and alcohol.
No, yeah. But what'd you do though? Is it
I
still?
mean, I was doing pills for a while, and then to get off that, I started drinking real heavy, and then I was just drinking like a bottle and a half bottle a day of whiskey, and then
Jesus,
after that, it was like. Yeah, yeah, Lloyd's like, but then, yeah, and then I just started smoking weed to get off of drinking, and I was high all the time, and I was really annoying. And then I just stopped everything. I was like, well, I don't need to be the weed guy.
I'm wondering if I should go into being the weed guy.
Don't
'cause
be
I've
the weed
never.
guy.
Yeah, I'm
It
thinking
sucks.
that too because I used to smoke so much pot and then it just anxiety.
Yeah,
and it's
dog,
like,
that's what happened to
just
me.
makes
I
me
wanna be a
uncomfortable
weed
around
guy,
people.
but I can't
Yeah.
fucking do it.
Yeah, weed
I'm
sucks.
already-
Cocaine's great, but I
love it.
can't do that anymore.
And I'm
so,
already
God
fucking
damn it.
uncomfortable, dude. Like, I'm already uncomfortable around people, so
That's
it's like, I
like
don't
my
need the
normal
extra.
setting.
Right, yeah.
I was just talking about this, but everybody else smokes pot, so nobody got it. Lloyd got it, but Luke was over here like, I don't fucking understand
I don't
at
get
all.
it, no.
But it literally takes what I already don't like about life and it multiplies those aspects by a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fun.
Having a big dick,
Yeah.
being rich, takes all those and makes it better.
No, but yeah, it does. It sucks because it makes you anxious, and I mean, some people it takes away their anxiety.
Well, my
That's
roommate,
me.
yeah, he smokes pot nonstop.
Yeah.
I don't even know how because he just never had a job, but he like
How's he
he's
affording
it
to
just
live
shuts-
with you?
He probably sells it.
I don't. He asks his parents for money. He like goes home. I don't want to talk about it because he's gonna listen to this. But like,
He on the way down here, he's like, I don't want to talk shit about anybody. Well, like 5 minutes in, he's like, anyways, my roommate's a piece of shit.
no, I was saying I am jealous that he like can smoke all the time, and he's like, it shuts my brain off. And I was like, I gotta use alcohol to do that, and weed like amplifies it, and I'm just like a fucking mess.
We just made me more tired and more hungry, and I'm always tired and I'm always hungry, so I didn't quite get it. And then I would smoke enough to get fucked up, and I'm like, well, that was like $60 for.
Yeah.
I kind of feel a little more goofy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you used to feel.
No,
that's how it used to make me feel.
I clench my jaw less, and the physical, when I'm really, really anxious, I have a pain in the center of my chest. It's like a buildup of like
Of the same
pressure. I can't do anything to relieve it. But as soon as I rip that bong,
When I rip the bong is when that happens.
dude, it disappears almost immediately.
Believe it or not,
Almost immediately.
What little bit of like catching something before it comes out of my mouth also goes completely away.
Yeah.
Like I'm already fucking autistic, say the wrong shit constantly.
Yeah.
It got so much worse when I tried to smoke weed for a while, if that makes any sense. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I just got to get over like the hump of like, and I end up pissing off just almost everyone I fucking knew. So they'd be like, how's your day? I'm like, better if you didn't say that.
Jesus
Like it was just
Christ,
like, well, I mean, that's the shit that comes into my head anyway, and I've learned not to say out loud.
Are you like a serial killer?
Yeah, he is.
All right, here's the easiest way to explain it. Alex Schubert is autistic this way. I'm autistic this way.
Yeah.
So mine's literally like.
But together.
Together, we're a fucking normal dude.
Together we make fuck you, we like the Bengals.
Captain Autism.
But no, like it really did get worse where I was just like, the things I've taught myself not to say out loud, I didn't catch them quite as quick. So someone would be like, hey, how are you? I'm like, you don't actually care. You're just starting a conversation with something stupid.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, that sounds like shit I say.
Yeah. Well, you're also fucking probably autistic.
Yeah.
But it got like way more noticeable at the point where everyone's like, what's been going on with you lately, man? And I'm like, all right, I shouldn't continue trying to smoke pot. Like,
yeah. I feel like that too. I mean, when people ask me how I'm doing, I know most of the time they don't care. But then the times like you do, you're like, oh, how are you doing? And then they're like, fuck you. It's like,
I legit say, how are you doing? To like when I say it, I'm only saying it to the people I want to know how they're doing.
Yeah, right.
I could give a fuck less about strangers or people I barely see at work or pass by. But if I were to see any of my friends, like, how have you been?
Yeah,
and that's genuine as hell.
Yeah.
Because I won't even ask that of my family. Like walking into the house, like, how have you been? I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Mine was a lot more like I'd be at a grocery store, like me and my buddy would go to a grocery store to pick something up, and the cashier would be like, oh, how you doing today? I'm like, you don't care.
Yeah,
Why?
right.
Well, usually they'll say it to me, and I'll be like, fine, and then I'll just walk away. I was like, oh man, I should have probably asked them too. That's probably what they wanted.
But it's also, dude, when you do, then they tell you. Then that sucks. You know what I mean?
That's where I've gotten better over the years of being like, oh, I'm fine, and I'm like, hope your day's well too, because I don't ask. I don't want to ask.
Right.
Nice move.
Yeah, I hope it's well.
Hope your day is going well. You know.
You're missing an opportunity here to make sure this person never asks that question ever again. Like, how am I doing today? Well, I tried masturbating, but my dick went soft on me, but I still wanted to come, so I continued to masturbate. I came with a soft
Have
dick.
you tried the shower?
After that, I had a hot... just start telling them, like, the most horrific shit ever, and they'll...
That's so much more effort than I want. Like, I'm going to say something fucking awful in the interaction anyway.
But you've eliminated the possibility they'll ever ask that question to another person. They'll just assume you're a dick
And you might
move
get
on.
banned from that Kroger's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hold on. There's only so many places I have not been thrown out of, so let's not.
Is talking about jacking off like illegal? Is that? Can you get
No.
banned? How does that work?
Let's go to our expert, Luke. Yeah.
Man on
Is
the
it
street.
illegal?
He jumped on that quick.
You can make anyone
Actually.
feel uncomfortable about anything and say it as long as you're not going to say I'm going to do this to you. You
Really?
can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, like I still do the ones that I find amusing. Like the day after we recorded the podcast, and I went up to the tire place to get my tire fixed, and the guy was like, "How's your day going?" I'm like, "Well, grandma died yesterday, and the other one died this morning, so I mean, I'm doing." And he was just like, "Cool, man," and like walked off.
I feel
the ones like that still amuse me, yeah, but I don't need any more of that shit than I'm gonna do naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
fair
like you're
enough.
like a legit psychopath if a stranger asks how you're doing, and then you tell them. Yeah, I mean,
Oh, right.
that's
Dude,
fucking crazy.
It's one of my least favorite fucking interactions is someone just like, "Oh, hey, yeah, how's it going?" And they're like, "Well," and I'm like, "Fuck." Like, every
Well,
time.
we're short-staffed today. It's like, oh, I didn't care. I didn't actually ask. Do you have my food?
We got your short staff. You probably should be taking time to make this
Yeah,
answer.
right. It sounds
what I
like
like.
you got to get back.
I've told people, I was like, dude, I don't even talk to my girlfriend for this long. Like, shut the fuck up.
Dude, that's where I have a hard time disassociating. Like, even with my girlfriend, I'll have a hard time. Like, I can't say that to her.
No, I know. I can't talk
that
to her
is-
either.
that
I'm
is
like,
a-
you think I'm going to talk to a stranger?
I can't give her that reaction that I would give to anyone else, because that's going to start something else that's going to make my day even more stressful.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that I'm not, because all I talk to are comedians and her.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? I'll just be like, this fucking, and then she'll be like, what? And I'll be like, I
love how every guy that I know is just describing the miserable relationship that they're in all the time.
It's not miserable. It's not miserable. It's not miserable.
And then you say it on a recording and they go all clammy about it. Oh, no, I love her so much. Liars. No, you don't.
It's not
No,
right.
if you did, you
Yeah,
would've-
I love my
I'm just
girlfriend.
saying I'm not going to talk.
She's my
She
fiance.
hates
She's
you.
not my. She's my fiance.
He made a mistake.
I got that. She'll be mad about. She won't be mad about the other things. She'll be like, yeah, that happens all the time.
So yeah, she's my girlfriend, his fiance.
Yeah, right. She'd be so lucky. But yeah, no.
You're sweating just sitting here telling jokes. I can't imagine the fuck sesh.
Oh, dude, it's terrible. But we have two air conditioners, so we're good.
Both on him.
Yeah, they're
like-
both on me.
Like she's got one of those like things you bring in when the floor floods.
Yeah.
Like, when it's big, just sits by the bed like,
That's how we clean up my cum. But yeah, I don't know.
he's
It's
just
not-
got weird stalactites growing off the wall on the other side of his bed.
To make it last, he gets a box or a fan on oscillate, and he just hums when it's on him. And then when it
Why would
turns
I
away, he
just turn it off?
Slow it down
Why wouldn't I just put it on me?
to make it last longer.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. But who gives a fuck about that? I'm trying to get this shit over.
Yeah, he's
with.
trying to get out of it too.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking done. I'm done fucking. Honestly, I'm 32.
You're over
I'm
it?
over it, dude. I only fucked.
What did you say?
I'm done fucking,
over
dude.
sex.
I'm fucking over it, dude. I've done it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's fine. It's not like it's not getting any different.
I do things to make it funnier for me, like just creep farts out while there's a fan going, and just watch your facial expression change and feel her pussy dry up around my dick.
He's like, dude, I always end up with girlfriends that like punch me in the face. I think you just fucking nailed it, bro. I think you just figured that one out. He's like, why the fuck you always get girls that are fucking violent and want to hit me? I think the
There's
more
only
you
been
talk,
the one.
The more you talk, the more we get it.
There's only ever been the one.
I know, but I'm like feeling more and more like understanding for her as it goes on. Like, oh, I got fart on her and shit. Like, yeah, all right, well, yeah, she might hit you for that.
That's fun.
Yeah. There's nothing like a nice domestic violence to really clam everyone. I just hear at the end of
Yeah,
a real
let's-
story about me
let's-
getting beat. And
Well,
you were like,
right.
well, that was fun.
Yeah,
And
let's-
silence in the room.
That's
But at least
fine.
women got representation in that. So that's
Yeah,
good.
right. Yeah,
See,
Lloyd's a
I-
feminist.
I
He
took
lets
their
women
side.
beat him.
Honestly, I've had a couple of girls that hit me. It's always fucking hilarious to me.
Yeah.
And I don't handle it aggressively. Like, I don't respond
He just kills
violently.
their dog in front of them.
Well, we did. We
See what happens?
I'm not going to hit her back.
Well, I mean, he's
He
not.
was literally saying on the last podcast that he was like, yeah, I won't hit him, but I'll like do way worse stuff. And I'm like, what's worse? He's like, I'll just like lock her in the bedroom and go burn her pictures of her grandma because I know she doesn't have a backup. Like, God fucking
You.
damn.
What is wrong with you?
I can't hit him back.
So I just psychologically traumatized.
Psychologically knock them out.
I'm just saying it only takes one time or something like that for they're like, I'm probably not gonna do that again. Like,
Yeah, that's a spinning wheel kick of the psychological world. Burning grandma's picture.
I didn't know that was so fucked up until everyone said it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I said that the other day, and everyone just stares at me like,
you're an autistic serial killer.
Trying to
Like, oh, let me count the bodies. You know, it's not like.
no, I'm like dragging the bodies through, and Alex is just counting them.
Yeah, you're like, this doesn't feel right. We should do this again.
God damn.
That is fucking wild, dog.
How do you do jujitsu with autism? Isn't it, like, aren't you weird about getting?
No, I feel like that's like a puzzle, right?
Yeah,
like, that's like a very much.
You can get past like the touch thing because it's
if you can murder the other person.
no, it's like playing chess with a bot, like with a human body. It's fucking the puzzle and it's just fun too.
Yeah.
Like just the fun of it and like the puzzle of figuring out how to do something better. Or how do I adapt this for someone this size? It's constantly answering questions, so you can kind of get past like the touch sensory stuff, and like a lot of times I would be like the guy in jiu-jitsu. My gi was always fucking just washed.
Yeah,
and I would spray it down with like cologne or something so I could control the amount of smell around me.
All right,
because like that's another one of those sensory things that kicks off. But you just limit how much of it you have to deal with because it's so fucking fun to do.
Oh,
it's definitely just chess. That's all it is.
I get it. I do that with getting girls to like me. It's like, what lies do I have to tell to get her to sleep with me?
What story do I need?
And
to
then after I fuck her one time, I'm like, surprise! This is how I actually am.
Let's go get a tattoo.
Spilling beers in bed, passed out.
Like, you want to hear a joke with the N-word in it? And they're like, no!
He was inside me.
Yeah, my cum's drying on her eyebrows.
Do you want to hear a joke with the N-word in it? Well, Cody, go ahead. Yeah, you asked. And I said yes. Go ahead.
I don't have any. I was just ripping off Cumtown.
The joke didn't have to be from you. Like,
you got a couple lined up. Good. Feed me one right now.
no, I just mean you're like, you want to hear a joke with the N-word in it, then you just play,
I've got a couple.
No, I just meant you didn't say, I'm going to tell you a joke with the N-word in it. You just said, do you want to hear a joke with the N-word in it?
Right.
Could have been, you could have played a clip, you know?
Sure.
All right, whatever.
Let's turn on Birth of a Nation.
I was trying to like fucking defend you for some dumb reason. I don't know why.
That's where you fucked up, dude.
Yeah, you don't defend Cody. On
I'm about
the
to
show. He doesn't
get
need
crazy like Lloyd now and just fuck all you guys.
The autistic side of the table has been drawn, clearly.
Are you autistic too?
I don't think so.
No, they usually have a talent, right?
Yeah.
That's Jeremy's joke. I can't give credit for that. Just stole his own line
he
and
stole
fed
my
it back
bet.
to him.
Can we talk about just the clip, just so the people listening can get an idea of what you guys do?
Yeah, dude. It's me yelling at Jeremy for an hour, usually.
Great.
And hitting
And me revealing stuff, but nothing like that fucking psycho shit.
Yeah, now he's like fine. Like Jeremy's like, oh, I drank my piss or whatever. Lloyd's like, yeah.
I thought that everyone had tried their own piss at some point, and he's like, no one's ever done that.
I tried
Is
my
that
own
not-
cum one time. But
We did that too, but
See,
that was
people
less.
have done
That was
this.
less, shot case. When he was like, "Oh, why would you drink your own piss? It's all warm and salty." I was like, "What do you mean?"
I've never done it.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Well, this is why none of you are good writers. You don't have a curious mind.
Yeah, I was curious. I was young. I was at the ripe young age of 27, and
Dog. Yeah, he drank his own piss. He ate his own cum.
no, wait. Before you keep going, and I
wasn't
do
the
want
same
you
day.
to with the cum. You didn't like lap up a handful of it, did you? Or did you?
No.
I reluctantly I'm gonna make girls try this one day.
Yeah. I mean, you try it, right?
It's like a salty snack, and then I lapped it up.
salty.
Yeah,
No,
very
he
nice.
said he wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I was like, what fucking fuss? What fuss, dude? It wasn't like, oh man, pogs and gum. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember the first time a girl squirted on me. Like I followed it around the way a dog follows a sprinkler system. Like, and then you find out that's probably
Dude,
piss.
that
Yeah.
shit.
I like that Jeremy tries
me
cum the same way most people like check out like Firefly.
I heard good things. Why did this get canceled?
How did you? Can you tell the story of your piss trying? Is there a big?
It's not really a big story. I just tried
it's a
it.
fucking pretty big story.
No,
All right,
did
no,
you-
let me
so
ask
there I
you
was
questions.
doing a handstand in the shower.
So you thought everyone tries their piss at some point, and you're like, all right, today's the day. So what did you do to prepare yourself to pee? Like, what did you pee
He drank
in?
water, you
Nothing.
fool.
Did you
I
have a
just-
chaser after?
Pissed in a one of those like Gatorade bottles or whatever, and I was like, oh, I'll just try a sip. It was already in a glass, so I was just like, I'll try.
I'm already
Second question. Second question.
plan this out.
No,
You had a motive for this
It was
crime.
definitely an afterthought.
If
I
you-
pissed in it because I was like not at home. It's not like I
this
went
is
home. and-
premeditated.
Okay,
sex
hold on,
drinking.
hold on.
Was it fresh, or did you wait for it to cool down?
It was it was warm. Yeah, it was fresh.
You're saying this like, yeah, I was filling Gatorade bottles up with my piss, like, you know how we all do. I'm growing my fingernails out, locked in my whole movie
Yeah,
theater.
but-
There's jars of piss everywhere.
Keeping them in my trunk, just like we all do.
It's not like recreational. It's like how's no one ever just tried it? I don't know.
Easily.
Man, that's never been a fucking. It's never been an option. Never been a fucking even crossed my mind. Like, oh, I'm bored today. What should I do? I could drink my own piss. That'd be fun.
And you didn't go right from the
Never, man.
tap? Like, isn't from the tap the nicest way to do it? Well,
Probably. I've never done that.
Because it's going to be Gatorade flavored, right? So don't you want to get the
No, I think that's
water
just like,
fountain effect?
Yeah, you just cut it a little bit.
Oh, you're gonna make me vomit.
Drank stepped on piss, but it's still piss. You know?
Yeah. I just,
Stepped on piss.
Yeah, this piss is.
He's rubbing his piss on his gums.
It doesn't
Oh, no,
right.
where'd you get this piss? This
Yeah,
piss
this
dog.
is cut with baby laxatives.
Like, nah, man, it's not too bad. Still got a little bit of that orange flavor, but you know, it's
Making
mostly
my-
there.
This piss is making my tongue tingle. All right, that's research piss right there.
that's actually like what? Is that for meth? Some comic actually drank their own piss to get
Jessa
high.
Reed.
Yeah, Jessa Reed.
Yeah. She took meth. She would eat meth. She was real big in eating meth, and then she pissed, and then you can drink your meth piss and get even higher because your
And
body.
that's not
You
why I
just,
tried.
yeah, you just did it to fucking do it. Like, you fucking ate McDonald's and drank your own piss. That's how fucking fat you are.
No.
You're just like, oh, I can get a McDouble out of my fucking piss again. That would be good. Sorry, I can't eat McDonald's again today.
He heard they discontinued the orange iced tea.
I would put it in a fucking McDonald's cup.
I ain't
if I
wasting
had
this last
McDonald's.
orange iced tea.
You could have gave yourself some quality piss. Just like, could have juiced for a week or something.
Can we take the spotlight off? I just see Jeremy turning a
Yeah.
shade of red that I'm not.
No, it's just, okay, you want to know what our
There are
podcast
people
is like?
that
It's
drink
this.
actual piss and they don't have to deal with this kind of shit. I tried a little bit.
Because those
You're
people
saying it
don't
like you
have
didn't-
friends.
Twice. That's it. 2 times.
2
little bit.
times? What? I thought it was one.
First time I liked it. The
I
second
told you
time-
twice on the podcast, but I don't remember what I said the other time was. But
We try
What
my
was the
piss.
other time?
I don't remember. You got to listen to the episode. I don't remember.
All right. Well,
What about other people's piss? Are you in a piss play at all?
See, that's what these things aren't like that big a deal to me that I don't have a specific memory of. Oh, the day I tried piss.
All right, so what do you consider a big deal? Eating shit?
Yeah, that's disgusting. What?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
oh, yeah, that's where you draw the
That's where you
line.
draw the line.
Yeah, what is a big thing for you? How long
I
after
might have
9/11
to actually
did you
eat
wait
shit though
to
one
drink
day,
your
which
own
is crazy.
How long after 9/11?
Can we
was
film it?
Huh? Well,
Was
no,
it-
because they're talking about eating people's like fecal matter to cure
Yeah,
Crohn's. I'm just like, oh great, this is gonna fucking be the trifecta for my face.
Is that a real?
That's not
fucking
what they do.
study?
They do fecal
that is
put it in a-
real. That is a real.
They put it in a
They eat
pill.
it.
Though.
They're talking about.
Yeah, they
that.
actually put it
It's
in.
like a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because
it
they've been
kill-
doing
and
like
it-
fecal transplant stuff, and it actually works oddly.
Yeah, but the fecal
pretty
transplant, they
about
cut you
that.
open and they put
Well,
it
no,
in.
they-
That's like
actually
way
just
more
go right.
invasive, right? So if they
yeah.
put it in the pill.
Yeah, they have
I
like
mean, it
things where they're
makes
making
more
like these
sense,
gel
right?
caps now with.
I knew about that with like changing your gut biome, right?
Yeah.
But like I didn't know that it was being used to possibly treat Crohn's disease. That's
Yeah.
pretty sick.
I don't like how you
Yeah, it
say
is
gut biome,
gonna
like you
make
know
me
what
sick.
that is at all.
I do actually.
Do you?
And it's
What is
sick in
it?
a cool way, not a gross way.
I thought you said biodome.
I was gonna say,
My gut biotone.
like, what? We're gonna swap
I
Stephen
fucking
Baldwin out. I'm
love-
cool with that.
I fucking love Pauly Shore and Biodome.
Yeah, dude. Of course.
That might be the worst movie that's ever been made.
Get the
Shut
fuck
up.
out.
It ruined
Biodome?
Stephen
Just
Baldwin's
watch
career.
Greasy Strangler.
No, Stephen
and you want to say
Baldwin.
Biodome
Stephen
is the worst
Baldwin's
movie
career.
ever made?
I just heard 6 people talk at once. Say it again.
You just saw Greasy Strangler, and you want to say Biodome is one of the worst movies you'd ever seen?
Tread lightly, Freckles.
No, to me,
I don't
I
wanna
liked
get-
it.
And
But
he
to
means
him,
it.
he said he hated it.
I don't want to get jits by Lloyd, so they were both great movies. I love them both equally.
Thank you.
You didn't like? You don't like Biodome?
It's
Biodome's
all right. It's fine.
It's fun.
It's a fine movie. It's just funner if you hate things. So.
I don't really
Yeah.
remember anything about it besides Tenacious D was
just-
in it.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I hadn't watched it like 11 days ago, I probably would.
What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I'm sitting at home with a broken fucking hip. I'm just like, dude, the other day I turned on The Hangover and I'm sitting there like, why am I watching this fucking movie? And I was like, oh, because I've run out of shit. Like I've just, it just was like on the just up on HBO Max. Like they just added it, and I was like, okay. And I'm literally laying in bed watching the movie like, I don't really like this movie. But I'm watching this movie while trying to go to sleep. But I'm paying attention to this movie because my brain never wants to go to sleep. And I was literally like having like this moment of like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, what am I doing with? I could just watch American Dad again.
Wait, you didn't like The Hangover when it came out?
Not really.
Really?
No. Like I didn't
Tell him
care.
your favorite line.
No. No.
What's your favorite line?
No. Nope.
I was like, how is that not the funniest thing you've ever heard?
Come on.
I mean, we can't. It's the beginning of the movie, and he goes, paging Dr. And I think that's the funniest shit. I think it's so funny every time.
I forgot about that.
It is funny.
It's funny. It's just a
you
funny.
telling me that is funny.
It's just a funny thing to like say to your friend that you would say to your friend in 2013. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it's
when I was watching it the other day, I forgot that was in there at all. And Bradley Cooper yelling at from outside actually did kind of. I was like, oh yeah,
that's funny. It's fun. It's fun.
There's a handful of things in there. I was like, oh yeah, right, all right.
Yeah.
Like I think when I first watched it, there was so much hype and everything. I was like,
yeah,
it's all right. Like it's Zach Galifianakis doing
right, and that's I think why I was most pumped up because that was like his big, and I was such a
because they tried to break him earlier and it just
fucking out cold, where he gets his dick stuck in a hot tub.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh yeah, it was like the ski resort.
Yeah, it was like 2002 or something.
Right, that was like going to be his big break, and it was like really fucking bad.
Let's not also forget the 11 seconds of Brody Stevens cameo time.
that he fucking
never shut the fuck up about an entire hour-long special.
And then
no wonder he killed himself.
Yeah, he was in part 2 too.
Him and Brian Callen in part 2, and just play completely different people for and I'm like, all right, Todd, like the guy who like directed, I'm like, I get these guys are your friends, but like,
I don't have a problem with, it's just I don't get why that's your favorite line because to me. Like it's not. I don't know. I guess I just like.
Well, it also like how it fits in because she's like, I'm glad you're so much mature than your friends, and he's like, oh, they're not that bad, and then immediately it goes to him
cuts
screaming
that screaming it into it's in a hospital.
Yeah, I just
it's just. I don't know. God, okay, now you're making me feel bad about it. Like it was 2013, man. I don't know. It's funny.
Growing up with friends that called each other faggots all day. It reminds me of the scene from. Reminds me of almost the. Do you remember in Grandma's Boy when they're like, "Oh, somebody's here to see you," and dude's passed out and on his cubicle, and Nick Swartzen hits the intercom, and he's like, "Oh, I hope it's a dude with a boner."
Yeah, right.
It's
like shit like that.
Stupid shit like that makes me laugh.
It's so dumb. Yeah, it's so stupid, but it's very funny.
I get that.
I used to call my cat that. I just used to call my cat that all the time. So I don't know. That's why it's fun. Don't fucking try to make me feel bad, bitch.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I wanted to understand because to me, I get like the whole calling each other that or whatever. It's just like it's not really.
It's not a great, well-written line. I'm not like, oh wow, the fucking.
Well, when you bring up that movie, you're always like, oh man, that fucking line. Like it's this great line. So I'm like, I just want to understand.
It's the only thing, the only line I remember. The only line. Maybe that's just something about me. Probably.
No, there's shit like that in certain movies where I'll forget it's there.
Yeah.
Like I said, watching it this is literally just a couple nights ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that fucking like it did make me chuckle, and I was like, oh, I forgot that was in here.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other spots where I was like, oh yeah, that actually was kind of like funny in the way it functions. But there's other like, I have a bad habit. I'll just either watch Family Guy and American Dad, just which none of it's great writing. It's just goofy, silly, nonsense jokes, which I love. But also, then I'll watch like a movie I haven't seen in forever, like a comedy or whatever, and there'll be like two lines that I completely forgot were in there that actually make me laugh.
Yeah.
What's the hardest you've ever laughed at a comedy movie in the theater?
Probably Grandma's Boy when the monkey was driving. I don't know why that killed me.
Oh, what? It was
the cut.
for you, but
It was just such
a monkey driving is what gets you off. You fucking piss drinking freak.
I remember literally drooling on a newspaper because I got to the movie theater early before everybody else because my friends were all fucking idiots and couldn't make it on time for the showing that we were all supposed to go to. So I grab a newspaper and I'm sitting there like reading, waiting for them to get there before the next show. We go watch fucking Cable Guy. And I remember literally like drooling on the fucking newspaper at some point in the middle of that fucking movie. and like everyone around me looking at me like, what the fuck is happening? I hit that like level of tired where it was like everything was like slapsticky, silly, fucking funny. And he was like, scrambled eggs, Steven. And I start laughing there, and it just like rolled into like me drooling on a fucking newspaper. And then I was fucking hammered watching Borat when it first got like the night it came out. And I was married at the time. My wife sitting beside me, staring at me like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, what did I do? Because I'm sitting there like, I'm like dying laughing with my hand against the fucking wall. And like the people behind me are like, okay, dude. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like being aggressive while laughing uncontrollably. Yeah. I'll probably remember that till the day I die.
I remember in the theater when me and my dad went and saw Jackass 2 in theaters. I'm probably 12 or 13 years old. And no one was in this fucking theater. I mean, no, it was just me and him. It was the hardest I don't remember one specific part. I just remember that being the funniest Jackass movie of all of them ever. And just like crying in the theater. Like there's bubble gum in my hair because I'm rolling around on the floor. I'm laughing so fucking hard. That was between them drinking horse cum and fucking locking Bam in a cage with a king cobra. He's like, fuck, come on, dude, I'm gonna shit my ass. Come on, please. Come on, fuck Bam Margera, I don't do any stunts on this fucking show. And then he's just like trying to crawl out of there. He's like, you guys are fucking assholes. And then he's sitting up there drinking a beer, and then Johnny Knoxville comes around with a garden hose and throws it on his back. He fucking falls off and busts his head. Everything about that movie was fucking awesome.
As soon as you said Jackass, I was like, countdown to when he does the Bam impression.
The worst impression of all time.
Cody loves. There's a whole podcast where 80% of it is him just saying, "Oh shit, my ass, man."
What about you, Luke?
What, like the hardest I've laughed at
in a comedy movie.
Yeah, what horrific torture murder scene was occurring?
What dog got killed to where you're like,
I was out loud laughing with my friend when him and I had seen Tusk.
Oh, really?
Dude, I fucking love that movie so much.
And then I think maybe Step Brothers.
No, dude, yes.
Step Brothers had me floored in the theaters.
I smoked a blunt before, and I was real hungover, and we went in. It was like 11 o'clock, and I just remember crying, crying, laughing. But the thing that made me laugh the most was Superbad, because I saw it when I was like 17, and they were all 17, and they wrote it when they were 17. So it was like they couldn't have been more geared at me in that moment, and just like fucking every part of that movie, I was just dying, dude. It was fucking funny.
I think the single hardest I can remember laughing at a comedy movie, not like it wasn't in a theater, I saw it at home, but when fucking Will Ferrell shoots himself in the neck with the fucking dart in Old School.
Dude, in Old School.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like people, there's like 5 people at my place watching it, and it literally was like, I think people were like, did something happen? Like they were like, is he having a stroke?
That's hilarious.
Like I was fucking dying laughing.
Yeah.
But my favorite memory of a movie theater moment is very different than laughing. Well, it involves laughing, but it was very much for the wrong reason. And I don't know if you've ever made an entire room of people hate you.
Yeah.
And I mean hate you. But me and my friend Sam, we met these girls at the mall, and they were like, "Oh, let's go watch a movie next Friday." So we meet them up there, and they picked City of Angels. It's Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan, and in the movie he's an angel, and then he like gives up being an angel and to be with her or something. And then there's a scene at the near the end of the movie where she's just like riding a bike into town to go get groceries or something, and then it's just smash cut to a logging truck. And then smash cut back to her, and she's like putting her arms out. And I look over at my friend Sam, and he looks back at me, and both of us immediately are like, like holding in laughter. And then as it progresses, it does it again. You see the logging truck again, and he cracks. He goes, And I died laughing so aggressively that everyone in the theater is like looking at it, like staring fucking holes in us. And then, of course, she gets hit by a fucking truck, dies. It's so sad. Everybody's like, and me and Sam didn't stop laughing until the credits. And we get up and we try to like get out of there
It's
first.
like another 10 minutes after that, right?
Yeah. Like, you know how like when you're trying not to laugh,
Yeah.
and then you finally fucking crack. It just there's no stopping
Yeah.
it. I call it like church laugh.
Yeah.
But me and Sam, like, the girls get up and walk out. And me and Sam were like, all right, we'll try and get the fuck out of here. And we go up to the end, and there's like a guy like, hold on, guys, there's people letting out, the one next to you. So everyone's just lining up as me and him are standing right by the trash cans by the exit. Like, and every fucking face in there is just at us and hates us. Hates us so much. And I felt like I was like leveling up. As like everyone's staring at me with hate, I'm like, no, I was right. I was right. Like, you're wrong, I was right. You can all hate me, but I was right to laugh at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, the hardest I've laughed has not been comedy movies in the theater for sure.
The hardest I've seen you laugh is watching Michael Flannery. Do you remember that guy?
I don't.
It was from, what was it called?
Kids Club,
Kids
Channel
Club.
19 or something like that.
He's a comedian, and
Oh, yeah, that.
he fucking ran this open mic. He's like fucking, I don't know, 50, 55, probably 60 actually.
He almost died of COVID.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, I
But
mean, he's
anyways.
old. I
But he used to host this like kids cartoon. He would like introduce the cartoons essentially when we were
Go
kids.
right in the front of that, Blake.
Yeah, he would like introduce the cartoons essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so he hosts this open mic, and we go, and he's doing just like the worst material, but he hasn't written anything since like the 80s. So it's like, oh, what did you guys just get cable? And we're like, what?
He's telling Ronald Reagan jokes.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. And Jeremy, he's crying. I mean, he's physically crying.
and everybody was
Does he
staring
think
at
that
me.
it's
Yeah.
because I bet he thought that he
No,
thought
he didn't think. I don't know. There's no way he thought he was doing good, because we were the only ones laughing. We were the only ones dying.
He's like, where are you from? Kentucky? Oh, well, this is electricity. And I'm just losing my shit. It's so fucking bad. And he's doing 20 minutes. He won't get off the stage, and he's hosting.
he's doing 20, and he does like
Holy
5
shit.
in between everybody, and it's like, holy fucking shit, dude. This is like a treat every time.
Did anybody address it at all?
No.
I don't think so. I think it was, it was just weird.
It was funny.
Well, the people who went up after him, we went up a little later because we came from another mic. But yeah, by the time we got up, everybody was gone.
But he also like acted like he was running it all professionally, and he had this like notebook, and he was like, "What are your credits?" And Blake was just like, "Sirius XM," and he's just like, "What about it?" And he's like, "I was on it." And he's just like writing stuff down, and then I was like, "I don't know, I just like am from around town, like I didn't really say anything." And then like he brings him up, no intro.
Yeah, nothing.
Just goes, give it up next for Blake Ham, and then brings me up like, oh, you can see this guy around town. He's like using like whatever I said. I was like,
I
what the
gave
fuck?
him a real credit, and he didn't use it.
I will say, like, when I first was hanging around a lot more often, like I was always like, and I'm sure everyone in the like Cincinnati comedy scene recognized me to a point.
Yeah.
But there's like a point where I really was like, all right, I remember, and I'll say who it was after the podcast to you guys.
Okay.
But I remember Jeremy's face and me being like, okay, I think I'm gonna like this dude, because there was a comic on stage, and the look on Jeremy's face was so perfect for how I was feeling about how the guy was doing. Like, and this is a guy who also I have another great story about that might be a little revealing, but like, he walked off stage one time and I heard him go, "Watch him follow that."
Dude,
And I was like, dude, this is an open mic at a fucking like pizza place. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
But no, there's one time he
I
was.
know exactly.
Anyone
who
who
it is
says
now.
that unironically, my God.
It was at Go Bananas, and I think you did like a character or something.
Lavender.
Yeah.
Lavender.
But he was sitting over on the side when this other kid goes up on stage, and the look on your face, I was like, I'm gonna like this dude. Like, just from the look, like just the like, couldn't keep it from being like,
Yeah,
like the little bit of like nose curl and like what the fuck,
dude. I fucking love bad comedy. I think I like bad comedy more than I like good comedy.
I'm in the club like dying, and everyone's staring at me, and I'm like, you guys have no sense of humor if you don't find this shit fucking hilarious. How bad it is, like.
Yeah, that's the fucking good shit. That's like the fucking really great comedic minds are the people who have no sense of humor.
One of my favorite things at Brouhaha is watching people in the crowd die laughing to the worst fucking comedy.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking good. It only sucks when you're like, oh, I gotta go next. I'm gonna bomb. I tell like real jokes. It's gonna suck.
Like I remember sitting at the stage right by not the tunnel stage, but that first one coming back up, like across from the big stage.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of comics sitting on like that round whatever, and there's a guy up and he's telling jokes, and I literally saw Phil Pointer like his shoulders cringe at one of the jokes.
And that's got to be pretty bad when Phil is
like Phil's such a nice fucking guy, and he's like such a sweet. It's not how he's gonna.
Yeah.
But like the guy told a joke, and I just saw Phil like kind of like, and then this. Like there's like 4 women and this like obscenely fat guy sitting in one of those chairs to the point where you're like, bro, that's not gonna
hold.
And they're fucking dying at this just awful fucking joke. And then I'm realizing every comic sitting around that they're watching them. They're not watching the fucking guy on stage. They're watching these people laugh at just the like no punchline jokes.
Dude.
Like,
it's wild.
Like, oh, here's a premise of a joke, and I'm going to use a silly voice. And then everybody just fucking dies laughing, and we're all like staring at each other like, all right, well, okay.
What's the most, this was one of the questions the Tank Mansfield asked in the podcast group, but what's the worst show you guys have played recently? I guess since COVID's been over with and you guys are back to it. I'm sure you're still loving it again, right?
Yeah. What's the worst one we've done? Fucking Bell Fountain.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, man. So I was headlining the show in Bellefontaine, Ohio. I don't know. It's Bellefontaine or Bellefontaine. I don't know.
We were saying it too fancy. It was just Bellefontaine.
Yeah, it's Bellefontaine, but it's spelled like Bellefontaine. So we go up there. There's some fucking guy, random dude on Facebook just added me. He goes, oh, can you do 45? I was like, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I ain't sure. And we get there, and I'm like, fuck, we're going to bomb. It is this bunch of fucking hillbillies. They're like, the guy's like, oh, there's like a lot of cops in the crowd. I was like, oh, sick. Yeah, they'll love me. And so whatever. Jeremy goes up. You tell your half of the story. I'll tell my half.
Well, it was just like, first of all, the first 2 people that I had to follow were both like cancer survivors, and I had to fucking brag about that. So I was like,
and they also didn't. Oh, okay. Here's the thing. They go up and they're like, he's like, oh, at the beginning of COVID, I beat cancer's ass, and then no one clapped. And I was like, that's fucking the best. Like that.
Well, I really wanted to go up and open up with like, oh, I got some bad news. This guy's phone went off in the green room while I was up here. It turns out the cancer's back. But like, I was like, I gotta say something, but Blake's like, don't do it. I'm like, all right. And then it didn't matter because they hated me anyway.
To get shot.
Actually pitchforked out of the town.
Yeah, right.
Fucking Frankenstein.
I mean, he said it to me, and I fucking died.
They hated me anyway. It didn't matter what you talked about, so I decided to bring up 9/11 for some reason, and that just
well, no,
tanked me completely.
Here's the thing. He was doing fine with his like whatever, like the normal.
Yeah, if I'm like, I'm fat, I'm dumb,
drinking
like,
piss.
Yeah, as soon as you talk about anything in the world,
they
freak
fucking
the fuck
froze
out.
up. Like the biggest laugh of the night was some guy that went before me, and he goes, "So Springfield sucks," and they got an applause break, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So I just like went to Jeremy. I'm like, "I'm gonna bomb."
But he was a veteran, and he was trying to talk about serving in Iraq, and they're like.
Yeah, they froze up.
I'm like, what?
And I was like, oh shit! Like this is like a fucking any. So I go up and I'm like doing okay, and then I'm talking about being fat or whatever, and they're like, yeah, you are fat, and we're fat, and then so that we get that, and then I started talking about like anything real, anything was like your kids getting taken away, like any joke like that, like just fucking, just like immediately tightened up. And then I'd get him again, like about talking about cum or whatever, and then I'd fucking lose him again. It was just the longest 52 minutes I've ever spent on stage.
You should have just ran it like fucking Bernie Mac's fucking live at the Apollo set.
I
in
ain't
the
scared of you
80s.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, he's scared of you
usually-
motherfuckers. DJ, hit that shit. And it's
Yeah.
like play hillbilly music.
A friend of mine called those rascal crowds for a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
get
yeah,
what
there
he
was
meant.
a person
Yeah,
in
that
Rascal.
was-
But well, he just kept saying rascal crowds, and I was like, what? Like this, like rascally people? And he was like, no, rascal scooters. He's
Yeah.
like, you pull up, and there's like a line of rascal scooters down
Yep.
the side of each aisle and across the front.
And a charger cable for each of them.
Yeah, I didn't get that's what he meant, but I'd heard him say it once or twice before, and then finally he said it, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He was like, no, rascal scooter. Like,
Well, their shows meant for like old hacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Their
Matt.
shows meant for like those kind of dudes that can't do comedy in clubs anymore, but did it in like the 90s. You know what I mean? And like we're like,
the kind of guys who walk off stage and go, watch him follow that.
yeah, right, that kind of shit. Like, so they'll murder in those rooms. But if you
Yakov
just-
Smirnoff makes it stop.
yeah, oh, they would fucking absolutely. He would crush. He would absolutely
Yeah.
crush in that.
Well, like, I've done shows, like, yeah. I mean, everywhere you go outside the city, it's all rednecks. And I mean, I've gone to shows, though, where I see someone in the front row wearing, like, a Blue Lives Matter shirt, and I'm like, I'm in a fucking bomb. And then I just, like, realize, oh, well, I don't give a fuck. And, like, I've sometimes had, like, amazing sets, but, like, that crowd, like, you couldn't talk about anything. They were just, like,
Yeah, it was
fucking
wild.
weird.
It was absolutely wild. I mean, fucking, what did I even talk about that I thought, oh, they'll for sure like this? And then they just, like, froze up on it.
I can't remember.
Because usually with those crowd, but that's the thing too. Oh, I know exactly. Yeah, that's the thing with those crowds. Though, those conservative crowds. Usually, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and they don't care. You know what I mean?
Usually
Like,
they're better about it because
Usually
yeah.
they're like,
these
yeah.
fucking snowflakes
yeah,
are
right.
scared of
So
talking
you-
about
right.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, at one point I called them. I said I was like, "Is this like a Catholic town?" Because I was going to do a joke about being Catholic. And this lady goes, "No," and I was like, so I talked about. So I riffed on that for like 2 minutes, and then I was like, "Well, I'm not going to do that joke because it's clear you guys are a Muslim crowd," and they fucking did not. I was like, "That's the funniest thing I've said all night," and you guys fucking did not like that.
You did, I know you did your Trump motorcade bit, and you were like, even like, it's not political at all, just let me do it. And they were like, yeah, we're on board. And then still like went into it, and they're just like, nope, fuck
Yeah,
you.
dude. Yeah, that fucking bit that crushes everywhere, every time. Fucking nothing. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
You should have just ended every joke with that. Usually gets a standing ovation.
Well, it's like I could have said that about most of them. Like I could be like, oh yeah, that usually fucking does. That's why I started with
Yeah.
it. It usually does pretty good. But yeah, it was a rough.
Does bombing on still suck dick like that when you know you're funny? Because like at this point, you guys know you're funny, right? Like you're not bombing because you're bad at comedy. You're bombing because, or
Yeah.
am I wrong about that?
No, it's still. Well, the thing is, I still think I suck, and he still thinks
Yeah.
he sucks. We both still
Also,
think we
writing
suck.
new material is like the most terrifying thing to me sometimes.
That's not terrifying to me. I do it every day. I like it.
I know, but I mean, like, getting new stuff to, I just still always get those jitters every time I like.
Oh yeah, I
like,
like
no
that
shit
stuff.
works, and then
Yeah.
like, trying to do something else in the middle of it's going to derail the whole fucking vibe. Of it.
Yeah. That is scary, but I like that. That's the only part of the set I like, where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this new stuff and see how fucking good it is. Like, because it could be killing with your old shit, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you guys bring just the clip shit to the stage ever? Like the shit that you guys riff about makes me laugh my fucking balls off. Like you were riffing about something about your mother was writing her own will or writing her own. I can't remember what it was. It was an old ass fucking episode, but I
Oh,
remember.
it was probably about writing my dad's will because
Yeah,
they both
yeah.
got COVID at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, it was that.
Talking
And,
about how much your mom included herself in
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
and shit like that.
yeah. It was his eulogy. Yeah, if my dad died, how much she
Right,
would make
right.
it about her. Yeah. Because he got COVID, and she was like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I fucking turned a bit.
The episode I just put out tonight, we were like joking about pop punk, and he does a bit about it now. So
Yeah, I just like re-listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, I could do this as a joke on stage," and I just do it now, and it's real fun.
Fuck yeah. Talking about comedy is always the funniest part of the podcast. Fuck, what am I doing?
Yeah,
Just
sorry.
ruining this podcast.
Yeah,
well, we did
sorry.
start doing bits like workshopping them, kind of.
On the
pod,
thing,
so
because we were like, well, that might be interesting to people. Like, we'll just do like a bit.
and it's
each.
not, but we'll keep doing it.
Also,
Well, then fucking we watched Norman and Sam do it, and it's like,
Well, we were kind of already doing it here and there, and then we're just
Right.
like, I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
'cause it's
Do you do the editing for Just a Clip?
yeah.
How much shit are you cutting out? Because every time that I listen to it, I'm like, what the fuck did he say? What did he say that he was possibly bleeping out right there? And like,
Yeah,
who's
well-
this person's name? Like, how much editing goes into 1 hour long episode of your own podcast?
A lot.
It feels like it. Why don't you just leave that shit in there? Like, what are you worried about?
Well, first of all, he doesn't want any in there, so we got to cut both of us out of the show, and then no, but so I gotta
Well, you
like
figure it out.
But so like I've been cutting all those out. We're trying to like I guess talk nicer. I don't know. But then we like still talk shit and name drop, and then we're like, well, we don't want to cause trouble, so
Well,
bleep the
we've
name.
named. We have like one person that we're okay with naming them. It's Ricky
Right.
Glore, and
Well, I think I left Wayne Mehmet's name in the last.
Oh yeah, and him too because he didn't pay me. So fuck that guy. But
Oh, can we tell those stories on here?
oh, but they're like it's not funny though. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just shitty. Like it's just
right.
really not.
Nothing
Yeah, it's
about
not
that guy's funny. I mean,
yeah, he's not funny.
Because
Yeah,
everything
so-
doesn't have to be funny. I
Yeah,
was
right.
breaking balls earlier.
Yeah, but still, but you want it to be funny.
I love her.
What you?
I would say, I don't know. I love going uncomfortable. So, what'd you think of?
I'm listening.
Oh no, dude, it was fine. It was honestly fine. His
Luke was
first
the
time
most
up.
elated that he was ever.
No,
like,
it was awesome.
he
I was
stoked.
like, for the fucking first time, he had like a good idea, and it was like, oh, this is like workable. You know what I mean? And but nobody knows how to write like a fucking stand. You can watch it forever and be like,
Yeah.
know how to write a joke, but it's like to actually. And you were trying to tell a story, so that's even harder. But no, it was like a good idea, and it was a funny idea. And there was a lot to work with, so it was just like immediate, like, oh, do this or this, and and everybody was like, yeah, this is fun.
Now go sign up for an open mic, you motherfucker.
But no, also just so we're clear, I said that I wanted to make that uncomfortable, but he told me how it went, and he told me what he said, and I figured that everyone liked it. So I was actually just trying to be encouraging there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was
That was just
fucking-
my underhanded way of being
I really
nice.
liked it. I was like real happy he came out. And then I was a little, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous because I like Luke, and I was like, man, I hope this doesn't suck.
I was nervous, bro. Like,
no, of course. I was nervous because I was like, well, this is just some bullshit I wrote today, so he's gonna think I suck.
I got there and there wasn't like when I initially got there. There's 10 people.
Yeah.
And then as I sit down, more and more people came, and it had already started, and I was like, well, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go up when there's like 20 people here, so I
Yeah.
might as well go now. I went third.
Yeah, you did good though. It was fun, and it actually started the night pretty good because we could actually like talk about your bit and get into it, and then people were actually like contributing. It was fun though.
I'll be back tomorrow.
See, for all my
Yeah.
mean weird shit, like
Yeah.
I do find ways to be encouraging to people. Like I would almost be embarrassed if Blake read out loud some of the messages I've sent him after shows and stuff.
No, they fucking make me not want to kill myself. It's
Like
awesome.
I mean, but like you know, I mean, there's only a handful of times where I'm like, hey, no. Like I'll see you be like after a show, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And I'll get home, I'll give it time for it to marinate or whatever, but I'll send him like a really fucking like sweet
It is really
message,
nice.
like, hey, that was fucking dope, dude. Like,
Yeah, because
And-
I'll probably just be mad about one thing that didn't go the way I exactly wanted it to, you know?
and there's a handful of people I've done that with, and one of them, like, one time was like, oh, like all those fucking sappity suck my dick messages you send me after, and I was like,
What the fuck?
cool, man, like, all right.
Well,
Jesus,
you
what a
should-
fucking asshole.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? I
Yeah.
fucking love that.
I won't.
Fuck them. Who did
Yeah,
that?
what the fuck?
I know.
Burn his grandma's pictures.
I probably say he probably already has.
Oh, yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah. I could see that coming from him.
The time and place that it happened.
You
I got-
mean
Is that who it is?
It is now that he's been Me Too'd and tried to come back.
show back
Who's
up
that?
as Patterson?
It's this guy.
I'm sorry.
We'll talk about it on the Patreon. We're at an hour. All right.
On October 28th, I'll be recording my first special for Amazon Prime. It's 30 minutes, 7 to 9 o'clock, Motor Pub. The ticket link is on my Facebook page right now, but I'll have it on my Instagram and my Twitter So yeah, fucking buy tickets, come out. It's gonna be dope. 4x3.
And all of us from the Bastard Sermon will be there for sure.
I'm
or
taking
we'll hurt
work
the
off.
other two.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm taking work off to go to that for sure.
Fuck yeah. So that's the big thing.